If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life.
Is what's in this box gonna fix my audio problems? Let's get into it. In this box is the long-awaited J-Rig that I ordered from the Oob, man. Hey, if you guys don't know about the Ooby's channel, you should check him out. I'll put a link in the description below. The Ooby has done so much for myself and a lot of other people in our little guitar community out here on the tubes, man, to help us with our audio situations. I know that he has spent hours with me, me using my own equipment and some janky stuff that I bought on Amazon. And but Oob, man, makes a product called the J-Rig. Just add you rig. And the J-Rig is intended to be a plug-and-play solution for those of you who are doggone smart enough to figure all this out, but maybe don't have the time. You don't want to mess with ordering parts. You don't want to mess with configuring things. You don't want to set anything up. Well, my friends, this might be the solution for you. Is it the solution for me? Man, I got high hopes for this. So I figure we do an unboxing today, man. In this box, we have some bubble wrap and lots of styrofoam. And it looks like we have a Scarlett Solo for the musician. Yeah, man. Yeah, yep. Looks like we've got an instrument. Yeah, it looks like we've got an instrument and a microphone audio interface from Scarlett. I don't know what those run out on the Zon or anywhere else. You guys can do your homework about that. And I don't know what the current price of the J-Rig is. So if you're interested in the J-Rig, what I would encourage you to do is go out to the Oob, go to his channel, find his email address, and hit him up, man, and see what's up. The other thing that we have in this box is a Microsoft box. This is a refurbished computer, laptop, as it were. And I guarantee you it is better than the laptop that I was using to try to do my lives a little while ago. So yeah, man, if we can get all this set up, what I intend to do today is just kind of set it up, have you with me on the ride, man, as we set it up. Pretty sure you're not supposed to drop it like that. Yeah, man. So we have one power supply for a Dell laptop. And in this nice bubble wrappy stuff, we have one Dell laptop. I believe that Oob is researching Apple product solutions if you're a Mac user. And I generally am a Mac user, but if you hang on the channel, oh, hey, if it's your first time, welcome. Come back anytime and hang out with us at TED Talks Guitars and Life. We get together every Tuesday night for a little live stream. Man, we got some super cool folks hanging out in the comments, Jack. And by cool folks, I never mean me. I mean the people who hang out on the channel on the regular. They make the channel what the channel is. We have a Dell laptop. Now, the Oob did email me some instructions. Before I get those instructions out, I'm going to fire the laptop up, and I'm just going to see kind of what I need to set up. If I can get my email set up, then I can look at the email that he sent me as I set things up. All right, so in just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and set the laptop up, make sure I can get to my email and all the things that I need to get going on there. Let's just go ahead and open up the Scarlett Solo here. Focus right. And Oob did put 2 pieces of Velcro on the bottom of this. And he put 2 pieces of Velcro on the top of the laptop. And I'm assuming that is to mount the apparatus somewhere like that on the back of this laptop. Again, he did send detailed instructions, okay? And I need to get those detailed instructions out, and I need to follow them in just a minute to get everything set up. I just thought we'd unbox everything together. Okay? All right. So let me fire up the laptop to be able to get to my email. Then I'll walk through the steps that he sent me, and we'll see what happens, guys. Stick around, man. This ought to be fun. Why don't you run on out to the kitchen, get yourself a snack, man, a soft pretzel, a Diet Coke, a little something, something you like. Meet me back right here, man. Let's get into the J Rig. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back, man. Well, my friends, this is the next day. In full disclosure, I did set everything up yesterday. I got on the phone with Oob and did a couple of tweaks, but man, I was just wiped out from my trip, man. I had been in Buffalo, New York for 4 days doing a training up there, man, with some great folks. Man, I work with some of the best people on earth. But man, I was wiped out. I tweaked my back a little bit on the trip, and I just needed some time, man, to rest. So this afternoon, I went ahead and configured everything, set everything back up. Just a couple things to point out. I am one of the first of Oob's customers to purchase the J-Rig. I want to be completely upfront and candid with you about my experience, and Oob wouldn't want it any other way, man. I know his heart. So, in full disclosure, I paid whatever the price is. If you went out to the Oobs channel today and looked at the price of the J Rig, whatever it says is what I paid. I still believe he's doing his introductory offer somewhere around $1,000 for the laptop and all of the configuration. And not just the configuration, but keep in mind, with the purchase of the J Rig, you get 6 months of tech support from Oob, and that's going to come into play in just a few moments. I purchased this equipment primarily because I did not want to use my church equipment nor my work equipment for my channel usage. So the fact that the J-Rig comes with a refurbished Windows laptop that I could dedicate for channel use was two thumbs up in my view. This is my personal iPad that I'm using, and everything else that you see in my messy operation here was purchased for the channel somewhere along the way. So we've got everything set up. I intend to use this rig tomorrow night. Hey, by the way, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll go live, and I intend to use what I'm trying to get you a vantage point where you can kind of see everything, which is why I keep doing this right here, you understand? You don't have to be enamored with the beauty. Look around, my friends. Pay no attention to this fine purple Stratocaster. That's a different project. Yeah, man. So the J Rig. So we've got it all set up where when I'm ready to go live tomorrow night, I'm gonna click a couple buttons in OBS and we should rock and roll that situation. So the laptop came. Nope, yep, that's right. That's the words I was looking for. The laptop came completely set up with everything I need to do that. It came with OBS, it came with voice meter, it came with Element, it came with Touch Portal, and everything that I need to go live. Now, I have downloaded onto my iPad the Touch Portal app, which you can put on your Android phone or your iOS phone. I had it first on my phone. I moved it to my iPad, and that comes with the JRig. It's a part of what happens. And so, because Oob doesn't have your phone or your tablet, what he did for me is that he encouraged me. This will only work this way if you purchase the entire app, which I think was $13.99 is what I paid for it. And then he sends a gift card in the amount of $15 to the purchaser to cover the cost of the app. So the app does come with it, although there is some after purchase setup in that you have to download and install. So the way this works, and I'm trying to get you a vantage point of my screen here, my touch portal. So you can see, and if you've seen Oob demo the JRig, you've seen this kind of thing on his phone. So what the Oob did for me is he asked me the kind of amps that I would like to have on the JRig. So he knows my playing style, and anybody who hangs out with me knows that my primary context in terms of gigging these days is the joyful noise crowd. Yeah, I play at church and I play at men's retreats and conventions and graduations and those kinds of things. And so a lot of what I play is clean. And I'm not going to do a lot of playing at this point in the video because the lapel mic that I'm wearing doesn't really pick up guitar that well. It tends to clip quite a bit, which is the whole purpose that I've got the JRig, was so that I could do actual tone samples and you would hear more of the guitar than you would hear my pick scratching and just the room noise. Okay. Now, do you need to have that to have a YouTube channel? Absolutely not. J-Man does everything in his cave. Yeah, in his gear cave, i.e. his basement. And lots of others of you have commented along the way that you like the in the room sound, you like the analog sound, you like the room kind of vibe, and that's all to the good. But for me, I wanted a cleaner, pure, more not sterile necessarily, but more clean sound and less noise. Okay, my house tends to be a little noisy. We've got a 9-year-old named Ella, who you all know and love, who hangs out with us. She actually lives here, and she can be a little rambunctious with a puppy who's about 9 weeks old, and just the general chaos that goes with having Gladys live in the house. Hey, if you hung out in the live last week, you got to meet Gladys. She's a great gal. It's my oldest daughter. And of course, my bride lives with me as well. Okay, guys, let me walk you through kind of what I see here on the iPad, and then in a few moments I'll switch over to the environment and I'll play you some tunes. But so yeah, man, we've got basically I've got a Fender Twin. That would be a clean kind of a Fendery sound. And then I've got the Fender Twin on the edge of breakup. It's going to have a little bit of dirt on it. Then I've got a Vox AC30 because Oob knows I dig a great Vox amp, my friends. Then we've got the Vox AC30 with a little bit of tube screamage on it. Because Oob loves me, he put a little bit of acoustic amp on there, which is fantastic. And then I'll go over to JCM 800. That's your rock and roll kind of Marshall-y kind of a sound. And I told Oob, I said, Oob, man, give me some metal, man, just for when I get wild. So he put something called IIC Plus, and when I hit that baby, man, it's straight up a metal kind of a sound, baby. One of my favorite amps on here is the Rockman. That's sort of your Boston tones if you're into Boston or 80s kind of rock. Yeah, man, I dig it. So you can tell, let's say if I was down here in the Fender Twin, if I wanted to, right now I've got all my effects are dry, okay? If I wanted to throw some lead effects on, it would kick on reverb and delay. If I wanted to do a little bit of ambient kind of a sound, it would kick on the reverb, delay, and the chorus. And if I wanted to get a little bit of funkalicious with it, baby, it would kick on the reverb, the chorus, and the wah. I could also, with the touch portal, look at OBS. I could control on the fly the guitar volume and the mic volume. And then I've got several options here. Let's say I just wanted to throw up a start screen. You can see over here, you know, I can add whatever I wanted to add, whatever I want you to see. I can go to my webcam scene, which is what you would see if we were live. Then I can do a cam left or cam right. What that means is if I share my screen, then I will appear in either the bottom right or the bottom left hand of the screen. I've got a be right back button if Riggsy was going to get a little rambunctious and make some noise and I need to go deal with that baby. I just click be right back and that's what you guys would see. Or I can do an end stream screen of some kind. The stream is ended, you know, catch y'all down the road or something like that. Yeah, man, I can mute all the mics at one time with one click of a button. And then, yeah, man. So those are all my effects. So I just wanted you to kind of see it up close and personal. So that's a rundown of what I see on the touch portal on the iPad. And again, you could run this on your Android phone, your Android tablet, your iOS phones, your iOS iPads, whatever it is you've got, man. So yeah, I'm going to be checking all this out tomorrow night at the live stream, and we'll see how it goes, man. I keep telling Oob, man, there's one thing the J-Rig can't do, and that's fix me, because I'm the thing that's broken on the channel. If you hang out with us, you already knew that. All right, guys, that's the rig rundown. That's what it looks like kind of behind the scenes. You can see over here if you're familiar with OBS. I also have the mic. You can tell when I talk on the mic how I'm spiking here. If I were to turn a guitar up and strum it, you'd see the same thing on the guitar line. I do have Element running in the background. I mentioned the tuner. I think if I double click on that, it'll give you a kind of a tunage situation. It's got a tuner and a poly tuner built in, but as I said, I prefer to run through my pedal board chromatic tuner, so I've got the tuner set to be in the off position right now. Yep, that's the rig rundown. So tomorrow night, when you guys are looking at me, I'll be looking at this and somehow watching the comments. It's one thing I've got to deal with. Maybe I'm thinking I could get another iPad or a tablet or something and just kind of have the chat window open maybe over here in a much larger text, because my challenge with my old rock and roll eyes is that little chat window, man. I just have a hard time reading. And you know, man, when we hang out, your comments are more important than anything I'm saying. I really like the fellowship and hanging out with you guys, man. Your witty banter and all the things that y'all bring to the party, Jack. That's what I dig, man. I dig hanging out with you guys. Yep, pretty much. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch over to the environment. And the next thing you'll see is that I'm going to be cycling through the amps. And you're really just going to hear the guitar. I may talk to you a little bit through the mic, but mostly I just wanted you to know that as I'm playing, I'll be cycling through everything. Now, in full disclosure, there's two things you should know. The first thing is that in Element, Oob did provide a tuner. He said it's not the best tuner that you can get or anything like that, but there is a tuner in the Element if I wanted to use that. Me personally, what I prefer to do is just run through my pedal board before I hit the interface, and that way I can use my tuner that's on my pedal board, my little chromatic tuner. It's what I dig, Jack, so it's what I got going on. Now, there was a little something that we needed to work on, Oob and I. You remember earlier when I said that, yeah, you get the gear, sure, you get gear, you get the apps all set up, you get everything. It really was a plug and play. He sent me a very detailed instructions. You know, he's true to like IT form. Okay, dummy, turn it on. plug everything in. I mean, it was really a good list of instructions. It got me set up. I did have to create a BandLab account in order to use Cakewalk, which I'm not demoing right now. And I did have to download the touch portal and some other things like that, things that he couldn't do pre-shipment. So I did all of that. Uh, when I was working on it yesterday, I had a little bit more latency than I'm used to. Now, I think in the world of audio interfaces, you know, electronics versus analog, digital versus analog, as it were, you know, those people who are old like me and prefer analog sounds, we're not used to latency in general. Now, there is latency even if you're playing audio. Okay, if you're nope, there will always be latency even if you're analog. You know, nothing is in exact real time, but in the digital world, latency is a little bit of a different issue. You can feel and hear latency a little bit more in the digital world. So Oob had everything set up on his end. He made 6 test vids for me where he cycled through everything and sent them to me, and I was glad to have it. Okay. So I knew everything would work when it got to the house. For some reason, though, when it here, I don't know if it was my gear or what I was doing, or if it was a setting or what. I may have pushed a lot of buttons. I don't really know what happened, and I don't think Oob does either. I had a little bit more latency than I like because I'm not used to playing digitally. I'm used to the analog environment, and so a little bit of latency for me, particularly because I play a lot of with syncopation. And if you have any latency at all and you try to play that riff, man, it's going to give you a headache quick, fast, in a hurry, or at least it did me. So anyway, man, because the J-Rig comes with 6 months of tech support, and Oob's my brother, and he'd help me out even if I didn't have 6 months of tech support. But I know that about you, Oob, and I sure love you and appreciate you and Brandy, man. You do a lot of good things for our little guitar community and humanity in general, brother. I love you all both very, very much, and I know that you know that. But guys, I was able to Zoom with Oob, and he spent a good 90 minutes with me today. We looked at a couple of settings, and about that quick, man, he had my latency down to a place where I was just, it was feeling analog to me, Jack. So man, tech support is the way to go. You know, we talk a lot on the channel about buying budget, and one of the things that a lot of people talk about, let's take Torsion and Tease guitars, for example. I mean, when was the last time you purchased a guitar from Fender or Ibanez or whoever, and you got the product and you wanted to talk to the owner of the company? Good luck, right? Well, that's one of the reasons why a lot of us love Torsten and Tease guitars, because we can call him directly and talk to him about if we've got an issue or got a challenge, or even if you just got a question about you want to buy some gear or whatever, man. He'll pick up the phone and talk to you. And if it ain't right, he'll make it right, man. We all know that about Torsten. We all know that about Tease guitars. Well, the J-Rig, man, you're not just buying gear. You're not just buying a laptop. You're not just buying software that's been pre-configured. You're not just buying a plug-and-play solution. You're actually paying for, a part of the price is the tech support, an invaluable tech support. When was the last time you bought an app or anything where if it didn't work exactly the way you wanted to, you could call that company and talk to a software engineer, have them get on the phone with you and trace down the problem, man? No, man, you're going to get some call center somewhere and have to explain everything, and they're going to transfer you to somebody else, and you're going to have to explain everything again. We all know how the world works, right? But not with the J-Rig, man. With the J-Rig, Oob and I jumped on a Zoom call. We spent 90 minutes together. About 15 of that was clicking buttons on the software, me getting things dialed in exactly where I wanted it. And the rest of the time was just fellowship, me hanging out with a dear brother, man. So guys, I don't know if you're looking for an audio interface. I don't know if you need a digital solution or not. And I know that even if you've got gear, but you're trying to get into the content creation business, and you're looking for some audio interface and some, you want to go digital kind of stuff, man, and have conversations, I know the Oob would love to help you, as he's helped so many of us do. So guys, what's going to follow next? I'm going to go ahead and cycle through some of the tone samples from J-Rig. Put it in the comments as I'm cycling through the tones, man. What do you hear? What don't you hear? How does it sound to you? And let me know, man. Let's have some fellowship in the comments, guys. All right, man. Let's listen to some tones. All right, guys. Well, we're back in the environment here. I've got the Fender Twin on, no effects. My next amp would be the Fender Twin on the edge of breakup. Next amp would be the Vox AC30. Vox AC30 with a tube screamer. Little JCM 800, a little bit of that Marshall. And I got that IIC Plus, whatever that's called. That's the little bit of that. Sustain for days, my friends, on all these. And then the Rockman. And then Oob gave me an acoustic just because he loves me. If I wanted to, I could go back to the Fender Twin. I could throw a little lead effect on it. I want to do a little ambient kind of a thing. Want to get a little bit of funky, throw a little wow in there. Yeah, baby. Yeah, guys, quite the journey with the J-Rig, man. Hey, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, and joy-filled ride for you, Jig. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.